This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report. Mourning in Newtown continues and a tear shed around the country. Earlier this afternoon, Connecticut State Police Lieutenant J. Paul Vance held a news conference. It was carried live on our WVTT radio station at 96.7 FM. Lieutenant Vance pleaded with the media to be respectful of the victims' families during this difficult time. Funerals for 2 of the little victims held earlier this afternoon. But for so many, this horrific tragedy haunts many families here at home. WVTT's Ashley Masala kicks off WVTT's exclusive team coverage by talking with officials who hope that the schools their children attend are beefing up their security so that it doesn't happen again.
Attention, attention.
Your only choice for breaking news. The WVTT News Center is always on watch on the voice of the Twin Tiers, WVTT.
In the wake of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, many schools across the country are reevaluating their safety procedures in order to keep their students safe. The mass shooting that took 26 lives, many of them young children, has been an eye-opener for administrators, police officials, and parents, some of whom are saying if it happened at one school, it could happen at any school. President of National School Safety and Security Services, Kenneth Trump, said today was actually the safest day for parents to have sent their children to school.
Parents need to remember that the first thing they should do is to send their children to school. Monday will be the safest day you could ever be in a school in this country because there's going to be a heightened awareness and heightened security measures. So that's critical. We saw waves of children stay home after Columbine. We don't want to see that now.
I spoke with Olean Police Chief Terry Schnell, who said you can never be completely prepared for a situation like this.
To make our schools completely safe, I don't think you can ever do that, quite honestly. If someone has a mind to do something, they're going to find a way to accomplish it. To make something completely safe, it would be like a prison.
I also spoke with officials from the Olean School District, but they declined to comment about the school security, saying, "We don't want the bad guys to know all of our secrets." In Olean, Ashley Masala, News Channel 25, WVTT.
At least one local district is receiving federal money, we've learned, to help make their schools safer. The Smethport Area School District in McKean County is receiving a federal grant, $11,000, for a one-year program aimed at decreasing school violence. Alexa?
Well, Jeff, it's not just the safety of schools that the country is talking about right now. The tragic shooting in Connecticut has sparked debate on the controversial issue of gun control. In President Obama's speech last night, he made it a point that this violence has to stop and that he's going to use all the power that his office holds to make some changes. With our continuing coverage of the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting, let's send it over to WVTT's Valerie Tysander, who joins us live now with a look at gun control issues in the wake of this mass murdering. Valerie.
Alexa, as the victims of Newtown are remembered with candlelit vigils and memorials, a new and renowned debate over gun control has erupted.
A teary-eyed Barack Obama called for change at a vigil honoring the victims of Newtown this weekend.
We can't tolerate this anymore. These tragedies must end. And to end them, we must change.
The sentiment is widespread. A civilian petition on the White House website to press Congress for tighter gun control has gotten a record 150,000 signatures since Friday. And congressional representatives are responding. California Senator Dianne Feinstein says she wants to reinstate the assault weapons ban.
I'm going to introduce in the Senate, and the same bill will be introduced in the House, a bill to ban assault weapons.
Mayor Bloomberg agrees.
It is time to pass an enforceable and effective assault weapons ban, one that isn't riddled with loopholes and easy evasion.
The ban was enacted in the 90s, but expired in 2004. And Senator Joe Manchin, a self-proclaimed pro-gun Democrat, says he's changing his stance on gun control.
People are afraid to talk about some things that just basically should be talked about.
I don't know of anybody that goes hunting with an assault rifle.
Police say the gunman at Sandy Hook's Elementary brought 3 weapons with him when he opened fire: a semi-automatic AR-15 assault rifle and 2 pistols. All 3 weapons were legally purchased. The Buffalo Gun Center says to legally purchase a weapon, one must get a background check, but didn't want to give any more information than that.
I don't have any real info for you today.
Like the Buffalo Gun Center, most gun proponents have been giving the media tight-lipped responses. On the Sunday morning talk circuit, the only pro-gun advocate who showed up was that of Republican Congressman Gomer, who told Fox News that he believes if the principal had had a gun, she would have been able to stop the killer. In the WVTT Digital Newsroom, I'm Valerie Tysaner. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Valerie. Dianne Feinstein says she plans to introduce an assault weapons ban bill on the first day of the new Congress. Well, after Friday's tragic mass shooting in Newtown, parents are questioning the safety of their children, not here in the Twin Tiers, but everywhere in the state. School security in Buffalo has been heightened and caused an hour delay Monday morning as students waited outside of Hutchinson Central Technical High School to be screened by metal detectors. According to Buffalo School Superintendent Pamela Brown, all schools in the city will be beefing up on security from now on.
From the school shooting in Connecticut to a church shooting in our local area. A memorial service held Saturday for Darlene Sittler, the Northern Potter School District teacher, killed inside a church in Coudersport. The service started with a moment of silence on behalf of the children killed in Newtown, Connecticut. Meanwhile, the FBI is still investigating Sittler's ex-husband, Greg Elder. They say they cannot comment on their investigation into the alleged church shooter. Eldred is accused of murdering Darlene Sittler in church. Eldred awaits his preliminary hearing set for next month. The former Coudersport Elementary music teacher is not only facing murder charges, but is currently under investigation by the FBI in a separate matter. Coudersport residents report seeing police seize computers and firearms from Eldred's home on Dutch Hill Road the week before the shooting.
A soldier from upstate New York is dead tonight from wounds he suffered from an attack on his unit in Afghanistan. Staff Sergeant Nicholas Reed of Rochester died Thursday at a hospital in Landstuhl, Germany. He was 27 years old. According to the Defense Department, Reed was wounded on December 9th by an improvised explosive device.
A Friendship man is facing drug charges tonight following an incident on I-86. He's been arrested for possession of marijuana. State police say they stopped that vehicle on I-86 in Friendship for having tinted windows, only to find that the passenger riding in the car was in possession of marijuana. Christopher Gayton was arrested and released on an appearance ticket.
The Erie County District Attorney says an employee of a northwestern Pennsylvania beer store will not face criminal charges for fatally shooting an armed robber last month. Erie County District Attorney Jack Denary has not identified the worker of the Beer for Less store in Mill Creek Township. The DA told the Erie Times News that it was reasonable for the worker to use deadly force when he was confronted by 21-year-old Patrick Atkins of Lake City on November 17th. Atkins was shot in the chest and police found him a short distance from that beer store, which he ran from after being shot during the attempted robbery that happened around 8:15 that night. Now, police say Atkins had a gun when he was found. The employee did have a license to carry the .357 Magnum he used to shoot Atkins.
A Bradford housing development is up for sale. The Bradford Kiwanis Housing Corporation announces that their low-income housing units on Bushnell Street are being sold due to unexpected mounting debts, we're being told. Kiwanis Club members are hoping to sell the property in such a way that the current tenant relationships can remain in place. The housing unit is home to many single-parent families and also some elderly.
And the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation today announced that all driver license and photo centers, including its full service center in Harrisburg, will be closed Tuesday, December 25th for Christmas and Tuesday, January 1st for New Year's holiday. Customers may still obtain a variety of driver and vehicle products and services online through PennDOT's Driver and Vehicle Services website. That's www.dmv.state.pa.us.
Problems at the Tamarack Club on the Holiday Valley property over the weekend. Cattaraugus County Sheriff's deputies tell WVTT they responded to complaints about a big party in a room at the Tamarack Club early Sunday morning. Around 4:15 Sunday morning, deputies arrived on the scene where they say 45-year-old Carol Thompson of Irving allegedly pushed a deputy and created a disturbance. Deputies arrested Thompson for second-degree obstruction of governmental administration. She's in jail in lieu of $500 bail. Still to come on the 6 o'clock report, our first look at weather. Will we have a white Christmas? We'll tell you straight ahead. Also coming up, our global news update and WVTT's Wall Street wrap-up. It's all straight ahead. You stick around. This is News Channel 25, WVTT.